Well, happy Saturday morning. It is a bright sunny day out there. It's not too warm yet, at least around here. But anyway, side leg series. So this is number 4 in the series of 10-ish minute exercises. By all means, please watch the 2 basics videos that I posted. You can either click, I don't know whether it's down on this end or this end, but you'll see my logo, Cornerstone Pilates. You can click on that to find all the videos that I've uploaded for this. You'll also find a bunch of my daughter doing her horseback riding and some audition pieces for myself as well. But you will there find the Pilates basics. Watch both of them. Make sure you're doing everything safely. This one can be a standalone. The first 3 kind of go in order and progress. We will be doing at least one more. That would be my cat siren. But please watch the basics first. But other than that, let's get right into it. So you're going to be lying on your side, body in a straight line, head relaxed on your arm. And I want you to think of having a dowel or a rebar right through your hips. So your hips are not going to move through most of these exercises. So make sure you're not rolling forward, make sure you're not rolling back, and no hiking the hip up and down, okay? Hand goes on your thigh. And I want you to think of, I'm just going to move over here. As we're moving this top leg, it's a small movement, but I want you to try to reach out of that hip joint, much like we did in single leg circle in that first exercise, or the first video. So lift the leg only up as high as you can lift it without hiking your hip. Okay, so it's not going to be all that far. Flex the foot, and as you reach it down, you're going to go slowly, resist it. Think of pushing against a wall with your heel. Point and lift, and flex, and return. Now your core is stabilizing here to make sure that you aren't rocking back and forth. Okay, up and flex. I'm really driving my foot out that way. Almost to the point that it's almost like I'm lifting my waist. I'm not, but it's almost to that point, okay? Up and flex and return. Whoop, slide sideways a bit there. And flex and return. And point. Flex, really pushing that foot away. And push that foot away. Now squeeze the legs together and you're going to lift both of them up and both of them down. You're going to work into a bit of the oblique here, just with the lateral, not with rotation, but it still strengthens them. Good. And lift it up. No pressure in the hands here. Okay. Neck and shoulders nicely relaxed. All the pressure is abdominals, glutes, inner thighs. And 2 more. Take it up. And return. Make sure you're using your transverse abs here. If you let go of them, you probably will start to rock back and forth. And last one. And then you're going to push in to your bottom hand a little bit, not a lot, and lift up and everything down. Again, it's like you're between 2 sheets of glass here. So I'm not rocking backwards, I'm not rocking forwards. I'm going straight up and straight down. And straight up and straight down. And straight up and straight down. And straight up, suck in the abdominals, straight down. There's not a lot of weight in this arm. It is simply just counterbalancing ever so slightly. I could put a lot of weight in and come up really high, but then my legs, then I would actually lose on the oblique and it would be more just arm strength lifting me up. I want this all to come from here. And take it up and just hold it and flex and point, flex, point, abdominals tight, point, and flex, and point, and lay it down. All right. Bring your legs to tabletop. So that means a 90-degree bend at the hip and a 90-degree bend at the knees. Head in your hands. Other hand can be anywhere, but no pressure on it. So if you have it here, you're not leaning into it. Again, pull through your hips. Okay? Straighten that top leg out at hip height, and you're going to keep it at that height the whole time. Point the foot, reach it back, only as far as you can open up that hip joint without arching your back. I'm not going into my back here. And flex, bring it forward. And point, reach it back, and flex, bring it forward. Point. I'm just going to turn so you can see the amount of mobility I have, which is not a lot. Point. I don't open up at the hip joint. My hip flexors are very tight, but this line does not change. Reach it back, and flex, bring it forward. Point, reach it back, flex, bring it forward. By pointing and flexing the foot, you're actually working through the sciatic nerve ever so slightly. Your sciatic, or not your sciatic, yes, your sciatic, runs down between your hamstrings and often will get caught up. Pointing and flexing, just chiropractors call it flossing, works a little bit. You'd need to actually bring your head in to fully do the floss, and you will feel that if you do that. You'll feel it all the way down. But it's a good movement. And last one. Really open it up, squeeze the glute, and bring it forward. It's a nice hamstring stretch here. Now, once you're up on your elbow, same position with the knees, but now we're going to alter. This is the only time we're going to alter our hips. We're going to roll forward. So I want you to roll your chest and your hips forward ever so slightly. Okay. Hand can go here, but not a lot of pressure on it. The more weight you put on this arm, the less work is going to happen in your glutes. So if you want, just put the hand somewhere else, but very gentle. Flexed foot, you're going to draw it into your chest 3 times. 1, 2, 3, and reach it back. Same movement we had before. You're opening up as much as possible without arching your back. And in, 2, 3, and push it back. Keep the knee and heel at hip height. And you should feel this right where the glutes and the hamstrings kind of meet. As we age, our butt kind of falls down, and this helps lift it back up. In, 2, 3. Make sure you're rotated forward. Double check that you don't have all that much weight on your front arm. You can place it on your butt. You can actually feel the muscle firing if you want. Grab a hunk of butt. 2, 3. Push it back. And in, 2, 3. Push it back. And in, 2, 3. Push it back. Flex foot the whole time on that. All right. Back down onto your elbow. Bottom leg stays, well, bottom leg's going to work. Top leg, you're going to reach and grab it. Now you can grab outside the foot. You can grab behind the ankle. Whatever works, and honestly, from day to day, sometimes I'd grab in different spots. Today, this feels comfortable. Okay. I want, again, my hips to be squared and open as much as possible, and they don't move. That bottom leg, so I'm in a straight line. I want you to bring it as far forward as you can. It's going to depend on where the heck this foot lands, right? Flex that foot. Keep your foot parallel to the floor and lift the leg up and down. So by parallel to the floor, I mean I don't want you rotating your foot like that. Or you can rotate it down. That'll actually be good. But keep it, if nothing else, parallel to the floor. And you're lifting up. The movement here is coming from the high inner thigh. And up. Keep those abdominals tight. Easy to let them go in this position. And make sure your hips are staying stacked, that you haven't fallen open. And one more. I'm going to take it up and hold it. Now I want from this point, pulse it higher. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hold it up there. Hold it up a little longer. Hold it up a little longer. And put it down. Okay. Now your top foot comes behind, up onto your elbow, and I'm gonna hold my shirt tight here because for cueing. So your bottom foot, there's straight. I want it to be almost shooting straight out from your hip, not quite. So go about that halfway mark, and I want you to lift it out of your waist and push your shoulder away from your ear. As we move, we're gonna get kind of sink into this. So if you have a mirror, make sure you're watching and you're lifted. My hips are slightly fallen open now, okay? So I'm kind of open to the ceiling a little bit. Flex a foot, and again, keeping that foot parallel. And lift it up, so abdominals are nice and tight. Have your extra hand on your waist, kind of as a tactile to remind you to lift through there. Think of pushing your shoulder away from your ear so you're not sinking into your shoulder. And if this seems easy, just place your hand on your inner thigh and resist the leg as it comes up. All of a sudden, it's a lot more work. It's the equivalent of somehow attaching a TheraBand to something, right? Or you could wrap weighted weights. But what I would suggest is don't push on the knee or below, push on that inner thigh. And one more, make sure you still lift it out and pump it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hold it up and higher and higher and lower it back down. Okay, switching over to the other side. Starting on a long straight line. Okay. Front hand in front. To balance yourself, make sure that you're stacking your spine or stacking your hips. Oh my goodness, it's Saturday morning. All right, point that foot, lift it up as high as you can without actually hiking that hip. Flex the foot and reach away as you come down. You should feel it right through here. And point and reach it away. And a little bit in the inner thigh, but not a lot. And point, reach it away. Sucking in through the abdominals. Point, reach it away. And point. Everything else is steady, doesn't move. Neck and shoulders, totally relaxed. Up, reach it away. Up, try to drag that heel against an imaginary wall. And up, and reach it away. And last one, up, and reach it away. Both legs together, extend it up. Oh, this side's a little less steady. And up, which makes sense. I'm dominant on my right side and this is my left. Up, and down, and up. Oh, this next part's gonna be interesting. I haven't done this in a while. And up, bring the upper body. Oh, hello. And reach it down, and take it up. So I'm reaching my legs away, not so much up. I'm trying to extend out of that hip joint, staying tucked under the pelvis ever so slightly. And up. Not a lot of weight in my hand, but enough to help balance me. If I took my weight off that elbow, obviously I'd fall forward. And one more. Take it up and hold it, and flex, and point. Suck in the abdominals, flex. I tell you that because I felt myself let go. And point, flex, and point, 2 more, flex, and point, and flex, and point. Lay it down, bring your legs to tabletop, head cradled in your hand. You can leave your head down if it's more comfortable, okay? I just like to have my head up. Okay. 90 degree at the hip, 90 degree at the leg. Pull between or down your hips. I really am having trouble talking today. Holy cow, my apologies. Straighten that leg, flex that foot, keep it up at hip height, so don't let it drop, don't let it lift, right at hip height. Flex it forward, that is tight, and reach it back. And flex it forward, and reach it back, and flex forward. Make sure your bottom leg stays. The tendency sometimes is we reach back so far and we lift. Don't let that happen. And the other thing that happens is to try to get more motion, more movement, we lift the leg. Don't lift the leg, keep it at hip height. And flex, abdominals nice and tight. Okay, no arching in your back here. Flex, bring it forward. Point, reach it back, squeeze that glute. Flex, bring it forward. And point, reach it back. I just realized we forgot one of the moves. Oh well. And reach it back. All right. Up on your elbow. Tighten this again so that you can see whether I lose my waist or not. Rounding forward. Okay, so I've tilted my hips forward. Lift that hip up to hip height. I'm looking down pretty much at my hand. I bring the leg into the chest. 2, 3, and reach it back. No arching the back. And in, 2, 3, and reach. Stretch it out. Squeeze that glute. In, 2, 3, and reach it back. Lifting through the waist here. In, 2, 3, and reach it back. You can play with the positioning of your hips. If you drop back into a stacked hip, you're gonna find you're not gonna feel it in the glute nearly as much. And rotate forward. It's really hard to keep the knee up, and then you're gonna feel it right in the glute as you push it back. So play with your positioning so that you understand why you're rotating your hips. Pilates is very much a mind-body exercise. There's so much that you're paying attention to, and it does create much stronger mind-body awareness. In, 2, 3, take it back, and last one. In, 2, 3, and take it back. Okay, top leg comes up and over, lying down, head in your hand. Yeah, I'm gonna hold on this way too. Bring that bottom leg as far forward as you can. Flex the foot. Oh my goodness, I can feel this right here. Apparently that hip is sore. And lift it up. Keep that foot either toes pointed down or at least parallel. And up. As much, definitely still lifting through the abdominals, but all your concentration should be on that high inner thigh. Okay? You got kind of two muscles that run down from the groin to the interior knee, and that's what we're working right now. And 2 more. And 1 more. Take it up and hold it, and pulse it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hold it up. It's screaming at me. And a little higher. And a little higher. And lower it back down. This leg was yelling at me on that one. Okay. Up on the elbows. Elbow. Let the hips fall open. Bring that leg not straight out, not straight down, halfway in between. Okay. Reach away from the ear. And lift it up. Oh. So did you see that? I went up and rotated my foot. Don't do that. And up. And again, play with it. Lift it up. Figure out how it feels different when you rotate. And you're rotating from the thigh, not just the foot rolling over. And wherever your hips are, make sure you're not rocking back, because there's actually no hip movement going here. I'm just holding my hip steady. So, or holding the leg, yeah. Seriously, I may have to reshoot this, but I won't. You guys are getting it live. And take it up and hold it. And pulse it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hold it up. And a little higher. And a little higher. And lower it back down. That's it of that. Yeah, I need to check the time. Oh, 18 minutes. Okay, so we're done. Have a great Saturday, and hopefully I'll be able to load this.